Namaste, yogis. Welcome to Your Life, this special workshop that we're going to be working on today. My name is Sasha, and yeah, we're going to go through Ayurveda, yoga, and that lifestyle that is, millionaire and is way, way, way old, but is popping right now to this present to bring clarity to our lives, to our bodies, to our lifestyles. So I just want to start very quick about Ayurveda. I don't know if you have any conception of it, but it's a very science life mirror of the Vedics and India. So it's a 5,000 old science life, and it basically I like to see it in two perspectives. One is the medicinal part for healing, and the second one is how you can adopt all these steps, rituals, or ways to be in your life to be more healthier. Since we all know that our body is like very important to be in this world, so why we don't take care of it with consciousness with it. So yeah, Ayurveda has a very specific focus on the link, the body, the mind, and the soul. They don't step just in the body because we are like an ecosystem as in a certain way. We have different aspects, different layers in ourselves, and things of that we can be very productive, assertive, and finding the word like we can be in this world. So you have a little guide in there, and yeah, I didn't have the guide for me. No, I sure. No, I have it here. Okay. So sorry, I'm just a little bit. So I have here. So we're going to be talking a little bit about Ayurveda and the mind, Ayurveda and the sense, because the sense play a very huge role in how we perceive, how we interact with the world. And we're going to talk a little bit about our ego, how all our body are affect our mental process and all our creation and integration for our knowledge or the ways that we grow on or spirituality. It's too old in there. So Ayurveda, they create or they split the human in three different versions. Thanks to the elements, they get together: the water, air, fire, ether, and air. No, water, air, fire, ether, earth. Yeah, I was right. Thank you so much. And together, and they get the qualities of each one of the elements, and they put it together, and they create three main personalities, which is Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Do you have any idea about your constitution in Ayurveda? You want to share?
Pitta.
Pitta?
Pitta.
Pitta?
And Pitta Vata, mainly Pitta.
Okay.
Pitta. What's the other one?
Kapha.
Kapha. I always want to
Pitta
say
Kapha.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of fire in here. I love it. I'm very much Vata Pitta. I have that part. So yeah, they divided and they distinguish in three, like Vata, Pitta, Kapha, depend on the constitution of your body, and they use even the whole physical aspect of your body, the habit routines that you have. For example, how many you sleep, how do you eat, what is your mental process, your thoughts, all this to get a perfect combination or like structure one personality, and from there adapt the best ways to take care of your body to be more there is a word no productive but to be more assertive in life. And then
I have a question too while you're doing that.
ask everything.
So you, the way that you determine it is mostly based on your body style? Is that, because I've heard different things, so.
So when you do the test, there is a whole test to get and to know your constitutions. Normally you don't have just one, as she says, she has Pitta and Vata, and you have Pitta and Kapha and Vata and Pitta. So there is one predominant that in base of your constitutions. We all born with these constitutions, and even if your body shape right now doesn't say, depending on the physical, that you are that dosha, you already have a predominant dosha on your own, and that can be like fluctuating during the years when you're growing up, depending on the external situations. Because sometimes we are more in Kapha, we're more on Pitta and fire because we need more action, more rational part. Sometimes we are more Vata, more air, more slow, more in the mental process, assertive. Sometimes we're more like in the dense part, like nurturing, that is Kapha. So you have a predominant one, and then you have the other ones in different percentage. But asking your question, that test that you do to find your constitution has a little bit of everything. So it can be the shape of your eyes, the way your eyebrow is, how is the shape of your face, how are your cheeks, how prominent they are, how is your physical body, how are how long are your arms in comparison. There is people that have more large torso than legs and arms. So all these together, plus, like as I say, how do you sleep normally, like how do you eat, how many times do you eat, what are those ingredients that you like and enjoy more, and what are all those ingredients that you feel that are not doing the best for you. It's all like an awareness process. This is why I love Ayurveda, because it takes you deeper into realize your body, every single process that you have. Since you wake up, your brain start working, then your digestive system start working, and then if we're not mindfulness about that, the body have timings for everything. We can do things that not necessarily gonna make us feel good. Like for example, I don't know, get a beer 8 a.m. at 8 a.m. That's gonna completely mess up your stomach. And they recommend also drink water. The first drink in your day is water, so you can start doing the process to awake your digestive system. But also we have toxins that our body trying to cleanse during the night, that the water is gonna just water down, and we just eliminate it later, and we can start with brand fresh digestive system and function on our organs.
Awesome, thank you.
Any other question? Let's close this. Okay, so I would like to touch bases because I love, I found in one of the books a comparison of how we integrate Ayurveda and yoga. They're both from India. They both super old, and it's been a very complete guidelines to how we can live a very good lifestyle in a healthy ways. And also the way that we take care of our body change a lot how we think and how we perceive the external world. So I have that the process of yoga is the process of peeling away the layers of illusion until what is left is an awareness of our true nature, that is the divine spirit. So it's how you can start reading all this external stimulus and all this processed food and all what is out there that doesn't necessarily help us but are there, and we used to do it because it's normal for us, and how you can slowly put them all the way apart to really connect with yourself and get the awareness and connect with your true nature. And Ayurveda exists to keep us healthy so we can continue our spiritual work. So when we have a very healthier or balanced digestive system, that means that the whole information that we code in here that goes to our brain is more pure. So we think more clearly, we think way apart of the judgment of we think of a way of the fear and all these low vibrations, because whatever we're taking into our bodies is completely pure. So our body is not necessarily wasting energy, so we can feel more vitality because they're not using the whole energy and capacity of their body to separate nutrients, to fiber, to all these toxins. So this is pretty much what Ayurveda want to teach us. Like, feed yourself properly, like get into your life those habits that are gonna get you connect and shut down the nervous systems, because we live in a life that we are like running. We need to work, we need to get early, we need to prepare the food, we need to prepare the food for the kids, we need to do a lot of things, and sometimes it's hard to manage the timing, and we grab whatever is right there, ready, because it's easy, it's like help us out, but it's not necessarily the best one. But we can also have a very good Ayurveda snack, because everything is being sponsored by Mother Earth, so you can find everything. You can find everything to live a very good life and healthy lifestyle. I have also here another, which I love it. It's like the role of Ayurveda is to teach us how to successfully manage the illusion. The illusion is the Maya. It's all what you're seeing right now. It's all this material world. It's all what the people, even what you interact with, like all your mirrors and all this. So Ayurveda is teach us how to successfully manage the Maya without getting caught in it. And the role of yoga is to teach us how to transcend the illusion. So I love that, because they both work super together in order to make you grow and connect back with your spirituality and your that part of you. That soul, that inner voice that make you happy and that make you feel certain, and that intuition. Um, you have on those papers, I have like a different a distinction of the doshas, and I want to focus all this workshop very much on like a guidelines and a steps that we can use on our dailies to create a very to how I can say it, to start loving more our bodies, yeah, more consciousness, to be very aware of what we're doing, why we're doing things in life. So are we doing all this by automatic, because we know, because we learn from others, or because it's necessarily the best for ourselves? So I have this guideline about, it's a guideline to a proper digestion, but it's also like a little steps that you can incorporate in your dailies to feel any change. I want you have any time on the week to practice one or those, or all two, or all of them during your day, and see if you have any shifting. Yes, it's in the second page. So Ayurveda say, take a food in a peaceful and beautiful environment. So why that's important? Because as I say before, we are surrounded with a lot of external stimulus, and our senses are the ones that guide us and make us interpret what is going on outside. So if we're eating in a space when there's a lot of noisy, and there's a lot of distraction, and you're eating in front of your computer, or you're eating with your phone on the side, you're not taking the right timing or the attention to really appreciate the food that is going to nurture your body. And that is important also, because if you're not aware of the timing that you're eating, how you're chewing, and all this, there's a moment that your mind is distracted, and there's a disconnection from your mind and your body, and then you finish your meal and you don't even realize that, did I eat? What did I eat? I feel like I can grab a little more, because you don't feel in it. If you take the time to eat, you will feel full in all aspects, because you're enjoying and you are perceiving all what you're eating, instead like paying attention to other stimulus. I have an exercise like at home, and I love this one, because it's like we normally get like this special environment when we have a date, when we have a holiday, when there is like a special occasion, but we are specials. Every time that we intake food is a special moment. So they say like put flowers and light a candle. And the fact that you can light a candle, that represent and symbolize the inner fire in your body, which is called in Ayurveda the Agni, Agni. So it's a special fire that we have in our bodies that get active anytime that we're ready to eat, to nurture our bodies and to do the digestion. That fires is all the time inside of us. So lighting a candle will help you to remind also that you have an inner fire working on your body, because all foods get like digestive, the enzymes get created by the heat, by the fire in our bodies. So pittas are very good representation of the digestive system in our bodies, because it's that fire that we need to like get all the nutrients that our body needs. The second, and I love that, is say grace before meals. Sometimes we just, as I say, automatic. Everybody can have that moment, but if you take a few seconds in your life to on your day to say thanks for one meal, and also notice all the process that plate takes to get in your table, since the moment that they plant the seed, since the moment that they water that land, the love that they put on it, even all the chemicals, the land, the sun, all the elements working together to create that life, because what we live is life. It's their atoms, and they're like a molecules.
Molecule, yeah.
So the people that take care, the land that is producing it, then the process of production and collection. So there are so many steps that we don't even realize, because when you go to the grocery shop, you just grab the beautiful, delicious tomato, you get the lettuce, and you don't know how that little thing did to get in that moment and to get to your plate. So also they say that it's very important that when we cook, we use we dress in white, because it's a very good way to purify. White is a color for purification. So when you're cooking with intention and consciousness, is everything. Is all the your narrativa, or where you direct your thoughts while you're cooking. So if you stand up to the food, or you are stressed while you're cooking, so all these affect in a certain way, because there is all energy used in different ways. So if you can dress white, maybe not all white, but you just use something white, so you can, with intention, purify through your energy in your body all the meals while you're cooking. And say thank you. Say thank you. Connect with all the process, all the hands, all the people that work to get that plate on your table. It's gonna set also the energy for the food that you're eating. I highly think, for example, when you're consuming animal protein, that you are also consuming the energy of the animal during the whole life. So why we don't take a moment to say thank you? Thank you for giving your life for me to nurture, for me to absorb the protein that my body needs to create more cells. It's a very good way to purify your moment and make it more sacred. The third one is eat quietly and avoid conversations and distracting entertainment. It's pretty much what I say in the number one, but more specific, because what if you're sitting in your table and you have the news? So you have one sense working, intaking, and you have another two sense intaking too, and they're all mixed together and get one energy. So if you're eating a delicious cake, but you're watching in the news, oh, something happening, whatever, and what's a chaos, and la 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 la, your unconsciousness doesn't recognize or doesn't separate. Like those scents, they get all together. So you have like pleasant through the taste sense, but you also getting under stress. So your digestion is gonna get, kind of messy, and it's not gonna be digest, or the whole nutrients are not gonna get into your body in the same way. Questions by here?
Yeah, that's incredible, because I do always read the news while I'm eating. And this is crazy because a few years ago I had gained some weight, and I was like, I'm gonna lose the weight. And I ate out at that table every day, and I I either had my journal or I just ate at the table, and I lost all the weight. And I haven't gained the weight back, but I notice now that like the weight is gone. My eating habits, I'm back over here sitting at the counter while I'm scrolling through the news, and all my news is mostly positive anyway. But still, I'm distracted, and I'm realizing now I need to go back out and eat at that table
Yes.
every meal again.
Yeah. Yeah, and that is important. Even like it's hard sometimes because when you're in your work and you're working on and you're eating in your desk because it's a time that you have. Let's say that you receive an email, and that email is shooting down anything project or any no good news that you need at that moment. Your whole mood change. Your whole digestion is gonna be different, and that's gonna affect your stools, your elimination, and can alter it. Can maybe like make you feel constipated, or maybe you sweat a lot, or maybe make you pee or don't feel thirsty. So that affect the whole configuration of your body. So be aware on the moment that we're eating. It's important. Like if you do it in silent, you're really, really, really focusing that you are in this moment intaking atoms and molecules, and I love that because they're all the way around. And in that moment, you're taking everything that is part of the wholeness inside of you. So if we're distracted, we are we are like taking out the opportunity to really get the blessings of the food.
I was just gonna say, I love that you are talking about eating and using the words nourishing and sacred, because like somehow we got away from that. Somehow we're not allowed to sit down for 20 minutes and eat because we have all these things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you think about that, that is so crazy.
Yeah.
You're talking about fueling your body for life,
Right.
but it's like, God forbid you take that time to do it, right?
Yeah,
Like everything's faster, greater, packaged, easy. It's like,
Yeah.
but it's just, I don't know.
And
That really stuck with me. It's like, it is sacred, and I deserve to take time out 3 times a day to eat.
But even she was saying about the food too, and when you're eating it with watching the news or doing other things, it's going to cause constipation. The food is not going to be as nutritious. And I saw a guy on the internet, he was saying about how if your gut biomes are like messed up, your brain is messed up.
Yeah, your first brain is your stomach because
Mhm.
there's all the food, the nutrients and the properties that your body needs to function is where it gets split. Oh, this is the protein. Oh, this is the vitamins. Oh, this is going here. This is going there. So that is the main nucleus or core of the whole functioning on our bodies. And they say, Ayurveda say that if you really, really, really eat quiet and intentionally, it won't take you more than 20 minutes. But when you're eating with stimulus, you're eating, you're chewing, you're checking the phone, and then you get distracted, you stop eating, you get checking, and then you go to the book, whatever you have on the table. So they say also, like, immaculate the table where you're eating. Like, move all papers. Move everything that you don't need. Just your plate, your glass of water or your drink, the candle, flowers, so that you can feel like, oh my God, that's a very good space. This is a time for me, you know, because it's a time for us. It's like, oh, I'm taking this because this is gonna convert in energy. It's gonna convert more like knowledge, in more retention, in more attention. So that it's like breathing. We underestimate breathing. We just know that we breathe, or we just know that we eat, but we don't do it with intention. The fourth one say chew is the right word to say, right? Chew your food well. So digesting food, the digestion process start right in the moment that you start chewing, because you need to make sure that you disintegrate the whole solid food in your mouth, because you start creating enzymes. Right in there. So all your tongue, you have glands, you have all these working here, like this constructing on building the food, and all the separation of all the nutrients start right in the mouth when you're chewing. So they say that you can chew like 13 times, 40 times. Sometimes we lost the count in the 10 one. But just make sure that the sensation that you have in your mouth is like a paste. It's dense. It's all even and together. When you have all this in your mouth, because normally you chew, you swallow a little bit and then you keep like chewing and then you swallow all. No, try maybe eat little portions to don't be, but try to make it like all even. So in that moment, believe me, your digestion will be amazing because your stomach it won't like fight to like disconstruct like a bean or rice or corn. Corn and the beans, the grains are the most hard like food to disintegrate in the body to get the nutrients. So this is when you go to the bathroom and you do the elimination, you can still see them, and that is a how you say like a proof or like a signal that your digestive system is not going well. Even when like you eat beets or carrots, all these with intense colors, and you can see it during your urine and your excretions, your digestion system is wasting all the nutrients, part of them, because it's not being digested well in your body. So even they say in Ayurveda, watch your eliminations so you make sure how is your body inside, because you can like we don't see inside of us. We don't know what's going on. We know that we eat and we go perfect. Oh, I'm fine, but we don't know what is exactly going on inside of us. But if we're mindful about chewing and getting all this step done, we can have like even like no smell, because I heard say that our excretion should not smell. The gas is a fat is a proof or signal of indigestion and all this. So we see normal or whatever, and this is not normal for our bodies. It should not be like this, but we've been growing eating processing foods. We've been growing eating out, and this is normal. It's not like it's bad or good. This is the normal because this is why we will grow doing it. But now we have like a guidance to come back and say, listen, this is delicious, but this is not the best for my body. Let me take this. Maybe it's not gonna taste delicious like a burger, but I know I'm not gonna be suffering, and I go that my brain is gonna be fed and my whole body is gonna be fulfilled of nutrients. I love the body. I feel more like I'm so obsessed with this. Yeah. The fifth one: take food and drink warm or on a room temperature. You know, I was working in a restaurant, and I really hate every time that the people ask me for hot water. Because it's a whole step. You need to buy the mug, the plate, the hot water, the lamb. There's more steps to do. But now, my last times in there, I barely put 3 cubes of ice in each glass. And they don't even complain. I don't know why we eat ice water. It's not like, I don't understand. It's like they coat your teeth, your brain is, and you feel it like maybe can give you the refreshing sensations, but also that refreshing sensation is shutting down your energy, your inner fire. So when you're eating warm meals, you're perfect because you have fire, and you eating fire is hot, is warm. Well, what happens if you get cold? You are interfere with the fire that is doing the whole process inside of you. So that can lead you to kill the enzymes that you're producing, affect the cell's production as well. And I have another one. It's not here anymore, but I will come back to that. But there's a lot of things that we underestimate and we don't know. But cold water or cold drinks are not the most beneficial, and they recommend that everything that you drink is room temperature. Water, room temperature. Drinks, tea, coffee, like room temperature juices and everything. And try and see how you feel in difference. Try both. If you drink cold waters, go get it with your meal, and then get another meal with a warm, and you will feel that the heaviness sensation and the feeling on their belly is completely different. I've been trying because I've been doing tea all day long, and it's like, okay, I feel different. I feel more balanced, more in my body. This is pretty much my feeling. There's a few exercises that I've been skipping, but you have them and you can put it all together because it should be like all together, but you can try one by other, talking about creating new habits on your day by day. And the sixth one say food should be moist or a little bit oily because the dry food can affect the mucous membranes in your stomach. So if you're eating, like for example, I don't know,
Crackers.
you feel it as soon as you're swallowing, yeah. You feel it. Sometimes you need to drink water right after because.
Yeah.
So imagine all these stones because it's like heavy, getting part by part down and getting like disintegrating in your belly. It takes a lot. So if you make sure that you like add a little bit of butter, ghee, oil to your meals, it's gonna be like everything. It's gonna be lubrication for your whole digestive system and for the whole channels that the food is going through to take death.
I've been looking into a lot of like postpartum care, and one of the things it talks about is challenges with digestion. And the thing that I recommended was eating moist, oily foods to help with digestion during postpartum care. So I think that's funny how that it's such an alignment with this too, of the warm foods and
Yes.
oily foods and how good that is for digestion overall.
But
Yeah.
think about
Yeah.
when we were in India, that's basically all we
All we
ate was warm, moist food. And yeah, we did get sick of it after a while.
Yeah.
But everybody lost weight.
Yeah.
Everybody's digestive system, we all knew is, everybody was pooping. And I mean,
Finally.
on the group trip, and after eating food like that for, what were we, 6 weeks, 3 weeks? Yeah, 3 weeks.
22 days for me.
22
Yeah.
days. So about 3 weeks, everybody was just like glowing.
Yeah.
Literally glowing.
Your skin change.
Yeah.
Also, there's a few tips that I learned. If you get castor oil, that helps to improve that moisture inside of your body. If you drop a few drops in your navel and then massage around while you're going to sleep, you just leave it there. Your navel absorb it, and that oil is going in
I
and
do it
help a
every
lot.
night. Every
Yeah,
single night.
I've been doing it like every hour because I've already had it. Yeah.
And then you take the extra and you can put it on your eyelashes, and it'll help your eyelashes grow.
Oh, yeah, that's true. The castor oil helps a lot to the growing on the hair too.
And it breaks down scar tissue too. So if you have scar tissue, you massage it into the scar tissue, and it breaks down scar tissue as well.
I love
But
it.
the belly button thing,
Yeah.
amazing.
When I did the Shirodara treatment, she said use castor oil because I'm always been having a bata, and bata has that quality that we have hard digestion issues sometimes. She said just use castor oil on your navel when you go to sleep, massage around, leave it there, clean the day after, and really, really, really improve. Like my eliminations were more constant every day. Like more like if I do it at night, I know in the morning I'm going. Sometimes I'm like, it's crazy how the body can takes to do it. The second one is drink only small amount of liquid with your meals. They say that you must be drinking half of cup of any drink, which is 8 ounces, because you must make sure that you eat until you get 75% full. So you eat until you get 50% full of food, then you take 25% of liquid, and you must leave 25% empty of stomach. So that's gonna help your digestion to improve, and also you don't feel that density in your body, and also that kills a little bit like the fire. When you eat more, you're overeating, and you're not digesting properly your meal because there's a lot to take, and our bodies has like this constitution, like a 1 pound cup of water, room temperature, and all this. The 8, this is what I was saying, 75% full. When you eat, if you eat too much, even a good food can become toxic. Excessive food smother the digestion fire, leading to poor digestions. The end result is the formation of ama and increase the kapha dosha. term ama, or what it means, blow my mind, because I'm pretty sure we all as a human we live in and experiencing that, is that coating sensation, or that cape in our mouth when you have your tongue white, green, gray, brown. You know that you feel that your mouth is dirty. So that is toxins. Those is a formation for a poor digestion. If you're eating more, that's a tissue that gets to all your body. You feel it in your mouth because it's like out there, but it gets to all your tissues, and it's like a mucus, like a white mucus that gets attached and make, like, is when you start gaining weight, and you get also more anxious, and all this ama. Well, they have like a Ayurveda focus on the releasing of the ama, because the ama could be released by the scrapping tongue scrapping, and it's amazing. Sometimes, like, oh my god, I ate, and it's a mixture. No, it's a way to mixture. How is your intaking of food? Oh, I overate. I have ama. Oh, I eating processed food, because you can feel it when you try to eat one day all healthy. The next day you won't have ama, or you have a little portion, because obviously the body like detoxify and they go out by the tongue. But when you eat like all the day out, or you go to a restaurant and processed food, or you eat all day long, the next day you're gonna tell that I can't even open my mouth, like all weird sensation. So that if it's not take care, it's a signal for disease. So because that's the main, like one signal, like the first step, the body is having a hard time on rid toxins in your body. So it'll all get accumulate here. So drink more water, more hot drinks, better, because they're gonna help you to release very properly, unattach everything inside of you. And yeah, tongue scrubbing every day, because even in your morning routine with Ayurveda, if you read the book, they say that the first thing that you need to do in the morning, even before you drink water, even if you're thirsty, is tongue scrubbing. Because if you drink water with all this sensation of ama in your mouth, you're intaking the toxins again. So you're not doing anything. It's like, okay, my body worked the whole night to pull this out, and then we take it again. Come on. Yeah, so it's like sometimes like, oh, I'm gonna brush my teeth, I'm thirsty. No, please, tongue scrubbing.
Yeah, I never paid attention as much to my tongue as I have since starting this class, and I'm like, oh, like sometimes it's really bright red and just.
Yeah, did you notice that infographic? Did you really look at that infographic I sent you with all the tongue? I noticed that I had one of those tongues. I have these indents on the side of my teeth, and it means I'm malnourished. So I'm not getting enough vitamins from the food that I'm eating. And so I've been trying to do more like protein shakes with spirulina and chia and all that stuff. And some days I notice it's less, but I know now.
Interesting.
Just from the tongue.
You could try taking some apple cider vinegar too, because I know as we age, we lose stomach acid. It's just part of aging, and that will, like, the acid makes it more.
Oh, good. That's a good idea too.
Yeah. Also, the cold water change the whole pH on your stomach.
Yeah, that's my hardest thing.
Yeah.
I don't like ice cold water, but even
cool waters.
Yeah, or just even not trying to drink, because I like my food salty, and so it's like that's one of the things I need to work on, is just not drinking as much liquid with my food.
Yeah. I don't have issue. I grew up, I used to like drink my whole juice first and then eat, and I say, oh my god, I'm not hungry, I'm full. So they move all the drinks and say, eat first and then you drink water. And I grew up like this. But what is a huge learning is like, you don't need to eat your whole plate.
Yes.
If you're full, you don't need to eat your whole plate, because you need to honor that 75%, because you need to let space for your body to work. If it's all full, it's gonna...
But we didn't.
But that was a mental thing. We didn't grow up like that.
We grew up like that. It's like eat everything on your plate. The last piece of rice.
I know. I'm trying to tell my boys, are you full? are you full? Like,
We never asked us that.
Yeah.
Unless we were like, I didn't want to eat the spinach. Well, are you full? But we were never asked if we were full. We were never asked to think about how we felt after we ate and if we were actually done eating instead of us turning away what we didn't like and being forced to eat everything.
The rule is eat the whole plate because it's healthier. This is how you're gonna nurture it.
don't
And
waste food.
that started when we were kids. I was watching my cousin the other day with the baby, and she was my auntie was like trying to push the baby to eat, and she said, "Stop pushing her. If she's not eating and grabbing more, don't let her more. Don't give her more. She don't want more. They know. They have a cute little stomach.
That's it. They need so little. It's like 1 tablespoon per ear that they are. It's really a small amount.
And
like,
I split it in different timing,
It's
different
so small.
meals. But like for those babes, and then they have like a whole nap, and they stay all night awake because they sleep all day, and then nap because they were so full. And also sleep after eat, like also slow the digestion process because you're shooting the parasympathetic to the from the sympathetic to the parasympathetic. So you're shooting the action part of your body to the resting part. So the digestion says like, wait. Hey, body, you need to work. So no, they go all to rest. Like, let's turn off the light. Let's go to rest. So you get all this here. And sometimes when you wake up after the nap, after eating, you feel still full, dense, heavy, and you start repeating the food because, now you wake up. Okay, let's keep doing digestion. It's not that they don't doing it when you're sleeping, but the efficiency is not the same.
Yeah.
And the last one, it's take time to rest after meals. For each constitution is different. For example, Bata constitution must eat 5 times a day, every 3 hours. Pitta must eat 3 times a day, and Kapha must eat 2 times a day because the digestion process for them is more dense. And allowed to keep. Take time to rest. That wasn't my job, but I mixed it up. So go for a walk. Even standing and walking around your house is gonna keep your body active, and your body's gonna focus on the digestion. Like walking on a tour or having a conversation that's over table. We call it sobremesa. Like after you're eating, you take the time to sit for at least 15 minutes. They say that we must rest after a meal like around 45 minutes because we need to let the body work and do their thing and not focusing on other things because it's the same. If you open one window here in the computer and you open the other one, you're gonna have the attention dispersed. So just try to I'm digesting, let's talk, let's do that, let's walk, and let the body do their thing. And the last one was allowed to keep 3 hours or more between the meals because nobody is the same. Even when we have the same constitutions, nobody works the same. And we must take care of that we're not eating so soon after because we're overeating and that food became toxic and create ama. Right, like you eat, you keep eating, you will have ama. And if you don't take care of that and you keep repeating it, you will have disease, and that leads to like diabetes, like high blood pressure, and all this. I have also something that I found super interesting in Ayurveda, and it's the way that they find the balance. They try to balance back our doshas in our body, and they use polarities. They use, for example, light and hard, moisture and dry. So wherever you feel that I'm overwrought, take your time, take something sweet, something soft, and your balance is gonna bring you back. If you feel so cold, take something warm. If you feel so warm, take something cold. But Ayurveda works with the polarities and all this. So I have here like hot and cold, moist and dry, heavy and light, mobile and stable. So if you feel like you're super active, stop, sit. Because it's not just for the food, it's all what we do during the day. if you feel that you are super like, oh, I don't want to move, force yourself to walk at least 5 minutes. So you will getting your balance back, because that means that you're having an unbalance. Sharp and dull, hard and soft, gross and subtle, and dense and flowing. This is the qualities that they take they take care of to balance back our doshas. So wherever you feel that you are, oh, I'm super heavier today, just grab something light or practice breathing, which is air, and it's just gonna make you flow. Um, Let me keep going. Why would you love all the time? Why? So I have this in here, an exercise that I want to practice with you. One is gonna just answer a few questions just to see if we're aware of what we can do when our doshas are unbalanced. Oh, let's go to this one. Documents. So in that piece of paper, I have a few consciousness exercise. One we can do it here, and the other one you can do it at home. But the first one will be make a list of 5 things that you already know you could do to improve your well-being, but you're not currently doing. Yeah, it was like slapping in my face, like, okay, that this can be more than 5, but just 5 for today. Done? Somebody wants to share at least one of those?
Sure, I think one of my biggest ones is taking the time to meal plan food prep, because when I do, I'm obviously way more consistent, and it quite honestly takes a lot of stress off. It just doesn't tend to happen, especially with the family. It's like Sunday, I gotta buy things, and you know what I mean? Like, I usually always cook pretty healthy, but it's that prepping of just, for me, like lunchtime, breakfast, so you know what I mean? Because I'm taking care of everybody else, so that's a big one for me. When I'm doing that, I just feel better, I tend to eat better, and I'm just not consistent with that, because it takes time. I'm always like, oh, what am I gonna make?
I wish you had everything cut already and just put it in the pan.
Exactly.
Especially when you have a family of 4, you're feeding 3 other people, including yourself.
Yeah.
So
Different tastes.
A lot of times I'm now focusing on myself. Like, that's what my thing of even just teaching moms of like, well, take care of yourself first. Your kids will be all right. You know what I mean? Like, make sure you make good food, but like, I'm still trying to find that balance for myself, honestly,
Yeah, and it also helped you with organization, and mind-wise, you take off like a worry on your mind.
Oh my gosh, my husband thinks I'm a nerd. I'm like, when I food prep, I'm like, I feel great. Like, that's like the best thing to me,
Perfect.
Mine would be.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Oh no, you go.
Yeah, we can go. Whatever.
I just put meditating regularly. Like, I don't give myself enough time to be still, and I think that's a big part of my self-care routine. And I used to be a big meditator, and I did it every morning, like for years, like 20 minutes. And I've just gotten out of it over the last couple of years, owning a business and really prioritizing being present there. And I've noticed, I'm like, I know what's going to help me more in my business is really taking the time to center myself and making that an important practice of my day. Like I said earlier, I'm so like rushed to get to work versus taking those few minutes to, prioritize the meditation aspect.
Yeah.
that changes a lot.
Yeah, that's actually good, because mine is I do meditation in the morning. I'm not as good at it in the evening, but what drives me to do it is when I journal. So I actually need to journal before bed, and that's when I actually meditate afterwards, because I think it helps me cleanse the day and do the positive affirmations, because a lot of the exercises we've been doing through the 200 and 300, it's the positive self-talk, because you have it in you, you just forget to say it to yourself.
Yes.
And I love to journal, and then even if I'm frustrated, I can write it out, and then I just sit there and I just do a nice calm meditation to clear my brain, and then I fall asleep. It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's like empty out
Yes.
everything.
You let it all out. It's done. Yeah. Mine is definitely the eating. The eating, again, I need to sit out at the table, put the candle on, and really because when I'm eating here, even though I say grace, and I do think about my chewing a lot too, it's just, and I don't cook normally. Like I'll cook for you guys, but I'm not a cooker. Like I don't cook my meals for myself. I eat a lot of salads, which were great for me, but just sitting and eating more mindfully and knowing that the food is, my time is sacred. Sitting for 20 minutes to eat is the same thing as sitting for 20 minutes to meditate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a moving meditation, and I do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I should really take more time to, and even growing up, we always ate family meals together. We always prayed. The TV was never on. There were never distractions. Growing up, that's how I was raised to eat. So I need to get back to that, even though I eat mostly by myself, because Chuck and I don't eat the same foods. We're not even on the same schedule. He's more kapha. So, so that's one thing I definitely need to work on.
Yeah. And in base of all what you say, there's a main factor that involves every human, and it's the mind. Because Ayurveda say that the mind's worry from the past and get anxiety for the future. So we normally are vibing in these two qualities, but we are no present. Because when you see, it's like there's time for everything. And if you affirm that every day, there's time for everything, you like shift your move and you become more efficient, and believe it or not, you'll have time for everything. But it's just the mind that is like, oh, I don't have time for this, because you think it's gonna take you longer, because we know ourselves, right? But what if we prepare to manage our time? Like I like to do, when I know I have to do a lot of things, I do like a checklist. I have to do like breathe, meditate, take water, go to pee.
Breathe.
Yes, because we give that we damos eso por hecho. We give that as a fact. It's like this. But how important is this? Is the way that our body is gonna be in balance. So when we let our mind take over of all this, and we stop doing all these things because we feel that we don't have time, because we're gonna be late, because blah, 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 we are stealing our time.
I have such a good example of that, and it goes to this food prepping, right? So for me, and not even so much the food prep as it is of like just planning out Monday, Tuesday, what does that look like? Okay, now and so when I do that, it takes a good hour and a half, 2 hours, let's say, to plan, to get all of that to grocery shop. But when I don't do that, I'm going to the grocery store 3 or 4 times. Like, how much time does that take, right? I'm thinking the day out, so it does. It's like, versus if I just take the 2 hours that Sunday morning to do it, the rest of the week it's just I'm pulling. I know exactly what I'm doing, right? That's
And
like
even
an
in financial ways, when you planify your meals, you know exactly what you're getting. And it happens to me. I go to the grocery shop. Oh, there's this. Oh, I can do this. Oh, I can prepare $200
and you don't know, what you're spending, but when you have a plan.
But when you have a plan, you say, oh, okay, if I cook 1 cup of rice, it's gonna take it's for like 3 meals. Okay, perfect. So I need to do 3. So you prepare yourself, and this is like a checklist and awareness. It's like do everything with intention. Like I'm gonna prepare my meals. What I want to eat. What my body needs. Besides what I want to taste, because you can also create a vinaigrette, you can create a sauce, and everything that adds flavor to it. But the main nutrients that you need has to be planified, because especially us, we do yoga, we teach yoga, and this is physical. And I'm the one sometimes I skip my meals because I don't want to be like to teach yoga, and I'm not doing well for myself because I'm burning and over burning calories. And I'm taking my little muscles and then get burned too. So we need to prepare that and be with the snacks. Ayurveda don't recommend do snacks because of this space of hours between the meals, but you also need to listen to your bodies, because for example, if you wake up at 5 a.m. and you get your breakfast at 7 because you already did yoga, but by 12 you feel fatigued, you need to get something. For example, kappa, it must be eaten 2 times a day. I have no idea. Well, I know I can do it, but it's not. It's like how we go over breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack,
Yeah.
in between. So how we can balance all these. And I want to read this because I feel that was beautiful. It's all in your papers, and is the second page, all in green, below the triangle with Ayurveda awareness and body and mind.
The first page?
First page.
The first page, yeah, next to Your Life title. It's a consciousness eating and the sacred. Eating is a sacred experience. After all, when you eat, you are taking in atoms, molecules that are going to become part of your body. These atoms and molecules have been around since the beginning of the times. They originated in the comets and stars, flow through the space and entering our environment. They are constantly changing form, and sometimes they make up the trees, the plants, and other times people and animals. When we take in food, we ask those same atoms and molecules to become part of our bodies. In doing so, we are connecting to everything that have ever been, everything that is, and everything that ever will be. When we eat consciously, we realize our connection to the greater whole and the connectedness of all existence. There is very little that is more sacred than is. Realizing this, we form a very special and respectful connection with the food we are consuming. And it was beautiful because it's like they're atoms. It's like whatever is in here is gonna jump in your food or in your pan while you're cooking. You will not see it, but it's energy available all the way around. So it's like, why we don't do this process that we take as fat, like more intentionally? Because at the end, without our body, you can walk, you can talk, you can be, you can interact, you can't do anything. So be aware that we are being connected all the time with everything because we are already everything. The fact that we have all these atoms and molecules making this shape and this body, and we are still in that connection through the fruit, through the drinks, through the everything, it's just a miracle. It's just a way that we are all one. And yes, we are on halftime.
We're done. We're almost at time. We're at time.
Yeah, let's finish, and I want to do like a little we'll say pray or affirmation connection meditation. So I won't go through breath work or anything because we already have all this, releasing connection with our inner beings. But just close your eyes where you are right now, and I want you to focus from the top of the toe all the way up to the crown of your head and experience your body. Experience your skin and whatever you sense out of your skin. Feel the coldness, those parts of your body that are warm right now, and how these two sensations go into your body in perfect balance, because you may feel your hands cold, but you may feel your feet warm. So you're creating balance in being in communion with both of them and getting attention to it. Also, take a few breaths and just dive into your sense. Hear beyond these walls what you can hear. Maybe taste how your mouth tastes inside. Feel that coldness sensations when you breathe in and the warm sensations on the top of the lips when you exhale. Look at that screen with your eyes closed. And feel the touch of the top of the hands with your knees. Connect with all your sense. Now take a deep breath and see if you can dive into your body. Feel any sensation in your stomach. in your joints, in your muscles, your heartbeat, the little tickles on your hands. And stay here and take a moment of gratitude. Gratitude for each organ in your body. Your brain, your heart, your lungs, your liver, your kidneys, your vessels, the blood, your muscles, joints, bones, every cell that is being created right now inside of you. Take a moment of appreciation of all this machine that contains the life in you, that hold your soul. Use a few deep breaths to say anything to your body that you want to say, to reconnect with that. And slowly come back to your ears and feel from your ears if you see out there. Take a deep breath, and if you're ready, just blinkle a little bit your eyes and then wave the sense of the view. Maybe drawing a smile in your face. And when you're ready, just open your eyes and allow that gratitude to stay with you today, tomorrow, forever. Welcome back, ladies. Thank you.
Good